Smile. And hello, and thank you for joining our show. Welcome to Khmer Youth Voices for Justice. This show is under the CNRP America Live TV show. Again, welcome. My name is Linda Wu. By looking at my face, you know I enjoy that introduction. It's very such heartwarming. It's very just altogether just glad to be there in Florida in February. So again, thank you and welcome to our show, and thank you everyone for joining in. Our topic today is development for whom basically. We will dissect on basically what is development, and also who is it going to who benefit, and what kind of development that benefit Cambodia. And also, since we in America, my guest Luke Ricky is in America, I'm in America, Luke Sophoan Seng is in Canada, so we will provide our input. I'm also going to provide my input. Luke Ricky and Luke Sophoan will provide their inputs as well. The reason um, I brought up this topic because this weekend, basically last week and this weekend, Cambodian Prime Minister scrapped the development project that threatening wildlife sanctuary. So I'm sure many of our audience aware that the what we're talking about is Phnom Tamau, which is the mountain name. Tamau is like an hour away from Phnom Penh, and for the last week there was development that a lot of forests been cut down, and I mean we are aware that for many months now, but we didn't know of the impact or how um, heavy deforestation that was happening. So within like 1 week, many people went to Facebooks and voiced their concern, voiced their basically pleading the government to not um, destroy the forest, destroy the mountain anymore. So we will talk about that, and not just that, we will talk about development that's good for Cambodia, development that's good for everyone, and also distinguish between what is development, what is good development, what is bad development. So hope you enjoy our show again. Today is August 9, 2022. It is summer in America and it's very hot. So let me bring out my guests and ask them how they're doing. Again, my audience, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining our show. I have Mr. Rikia Logrikia. He is the General Secretary of the CNRP-A, stand for CNRP America. Let me bring him in.
You feel Linda?
Mr. Logrikia, how you doing?
I'm great. Yeah. How about yourself?
How's the heat in Modesto, California?
Actually, it's stable right now instead of going up. We wish it goes down, but let's wait and see. It's hot. Hmm.
For my audience that does not know Lobrikia, he been retired, so he's an envy of us all that still working. So he been retired. So how do you spend your day right now? Doesn't you are no longer working? I know you are working for a cause for Cambodia, but how do you spend your regular day now? Since we are so envy of you.
Yeah. It's still busy though. We are still working with mostly CNRP work. I'm connecting with people around a country and also sometimes across the continent as well. So still busy as usual, more than usual actually. Is in terms of party. Yes, I'm away from working from teaching, but yeah, still.
Thank you, look, Ricky, and also thank you for joining our show. I'm sitting here with no AC, and I'm like really like sweating. So
Uh,
so
uh,
so yes, it's over 100 this past couple of days where I'm at. So it is hot,
mhm.
but it's not it's not bearable. Yes, and like I mean, Pauline said, an envy of everyone. So let me bring my second guest. His name is Luke Sapon. I will have him introduce himself. Um, Chim Hiệp Xu, Luke Sapon.
Raj, yep, so Linda,
How you doing?
good. I'm good. It's very warm in here.
How so Canada is warm as well.
Yeah, yes. In here is today, I think, a little bit warmer than yesterday.
No, we
Yeah.
this week being horrible. It's very warm. It's very like very for us in California. It's very dry and it's warm. So I'm not sure how it's in Canada. Is it sticky, icky, sweating, warm?
No sweat. Not not
Okay, then the
not
same thing
not like
then.
in Cambodia. In Cambodia, a lot of sweat, but in here, no humidity, very very dry and hot, and and unbearable sometimes, like burning hot.
Anyhow,
Yeah.
you have a title of the CEROC, is the chair of CEROC. Can you explain what CEROC is so our audience know what's going? I know you've been here many times. For our audience that doesn't know what CEROC and what is the your mission, what you going wanting to accomplish.
Yeah, thank you for asking that. CEROC is the short term. The long term is from Cambodian um, election committee. Sorry, Committee for Overseas Cambodian. Um, that is a organization. It's non-profit organization that has been campaigning for basic rights of Cambodian living overseas, so that they can exercise their basic right, especially political rights, to vote from their own country without traveling to Cambodia. Because each time, for instance, this upcoming 2023 election, I hope there will be many Cambodians abroad, like migrant workers in South Korea, in Thailand, and in the US or in Canada, etc. They are planning to join the election in Cambodia. But one thing is they have to spend a lot of time, a lot of money. Uh, first, uh, first one, they have to go to register to vote and to check their name in the voting list at election committee in Cambodia. They call NEC. Declare that they will open around October 3rd until November about 25th, around that. So about 2 months that everyone can go and register to vote, especially those young people who are 18 years old, never voted before, and also those who already voted, they have to check their name in the name list. So this is the procedure stage one. And stage two, all overseas Cambodians have to travel again on the 23rd of July 2023 to cast the ballot. So in this case, the government deprive or make it worse for the basic rights to exercise by Cambodian people who are living abroad, regardless of soldiers who are working for United Nations, regardless of those students who are exchange student or full program student abroad, or migrant workers, and a dual citizen like Linda, myself, or Lobriki and here. So we lost the opportunity and we had to spend a lot of energy, a lot of money for it. And the Cambodian constitution really provide basic rights to political rights to every citizen, regardless place they are living in Cambodia or outside Cambodia. So that's why the CEROC has been campaigning for to get all Cambodian abroad without traveling to Cambodia, but they can cast their ballot from abroad, from overseas countries, similar like Thailand or Philippines or Indonesia, Singapore or Malaysia near Cambodia. I don't mention Canada or US. I don't want to compare with this great country, but only Southeast Asian countries. They have already allowed their people overseas to vote without traveling back to their countries.
Thank you, Luxapon. There's a question it's like from our audience. Is it really Khmer abroad can really vote in Cambodia 2023 elections? That's what Mr. Sapon and his team is trying to work, but in automatically, but the decision is based. It's from Cambodia government, not government, the regime allowed it or not. So Mr. Sophoan and his team is working on getting that approval, getting that to so that Cambodian abroad can vote. But like I said, the end answer is in Hun Sen himself. But when Hun Sen was here in Washington, D.C. on May 11, I believe May 10 or May 11, he met with his supporter, and that's one of the topic that he brought up is to allow the Cambodian abroad to vote. But what he said and what he going to do is 2-3 different things. So we are hopeful, but at the end, it's him, it's Hun Sen, the one had to decide. Thank you, Lok Sapon, for bringing that up. Let me bring Lok Ricky in at the same time. Chim Hiệp Su, and welcome back, Lok Ricky. Cannot hear you.
Okay, yes, sure.
Okay, yeah, I can hear you clearly. Our topic for today is development for whom. The reason I brought up the topic because this past week was very it was very all over the internet. If anybody pay attention to Facebook, basically posting asking the government, which is Hun Sen, him asking Hun Sen to spare and to halt the development around a wildlife sanctuary and zoo near the capital. So basically halt the project, and also at that time also pull out the developer name and asking everyone not to support the developer regarding the building, regarding any product that has the developer name. So Sunday, I believe on Sunday, finally Hun Sen himself came out where he's first he signed it to able for the place to develop. I don't know why we need more condo. I don't know why we need more houses in Cambodia where the houses in the capital city that's empty condo. So sky high condos that's empty over there. I don't know why they have to come and develop at this place. So what this place is called Phnom Tamau, where it's a lot of wild animal rescue, wild animal, basically a zoo sanctuary. So this is why I came up with the topic, and I want Lok Ricky to go first and Lok Sapon to go first. Do you hear anything about development? Can you tell our audience what's going on with that development?
Yes, actually, it's not development; it's destruction to the national forest and also to the wildlife sanctuary. 600 hectares of land, green land, that are shelters like homes to many pigs, wild pig, and yeah, those pictures, very cute monkeys and elk, many other animals that depends their whole life from generations on this forest, and the people try to conserve it while the government issue license to Tycoon Lane Nawatra to build a resort so that they can make more money to actually to support the Hun's family. Believe it or not, my friends around the world, Lane Nawatra alone cannot do it if it's the prime minister did not allow this to happen. And when the public outcry, the NGO people in and out the country, outside the country, start to protest, the noise could be heard all the way to Hun Sen's home. And then he start, asking Lena Batra to stop, to halt the development, which is already destroyed 600 hectares of land. And this, if it's just the numbers, but the trees, especially the trees itself, the tree themselves are, we have various expensive, beautiful trees in Cambodia. I do not know the names in English, but I can say a few, like Sukram, Bain, Nyang Nuon, etc. Those are expensive, and they sell it by pounds. Imagine if these trees were cut down and 600 hectares of them were destroyed within the matter of days, not weeks, but days. Um, then they did start planting. 7,000 trees here, young trees here, the sapling, they call it saplings. 1,000 saplings from from Ognamurati. Elena Watra himself supplied, according to Radio Free Asia, 20,000 of young trees to be planted. Right now, we could see that yes, all those monks, the monks, Buddhist monks, resident and people, and some like 160 um, government officials try to plant 10 hectares back, 10 hectares back, but there's still many more hectares to be covered with tree. Why do they cut the big trees and they start planting the little trees? Of course, they know that it's going to take at least 30 to 50 years. I might not be able to live up to that many years to see this growing back to the original height that they have been destroying right now. So this is sad to the Cambodian government and actually the country itself, because we are actually destroying the forest. And again, when we destroy the forest, we destroy ourselves, our generation to come. We rob from our future generations. We are so greedy. We mean the people in Cambodia, especially the tycoon, are so greedy that they only think about themselves. And if they continue to do that, if Hun Sen allowed it to happen, uh, people that our young generation, the future generation, future people will not be able to see. Um, let's hope that this will stop, and it will stop forever, not just for this show or when the people are not protesting and Hun Sen try to do something secretly and then they would start that again. I hope it's not gonna happen like that, like in many other parts of the world.
um how legit he speak when he talk about helping the forest, not cutting down tree, but different part of the country tree deforestations continue at the fastest rate. And I want to bring up this picture. It's in Khmer. Even though Khmer, it took only 4 days from the top picture
Mm-hmm.
to the middle picture, and from the middle picture to the day today. And yet since Monday, Tuesday, that people have gone to plant the trees, a small tree. And from what I understand, from what how long tree take to grow, I don't think I'm in my lifetime, if I go visit, it's going to be a beautiful big tall tree. And at the same time, like you said, look, Ricky, hopefully he's keep his word that there's no more development. I mean, we are glad that there's no more destroying the forest, destroying the tree, no more development on that land. Now just development of growing tree. But at the same time, my lifetime, I might never see that tree be grow as tall as the one that they destroyed it in within 1 week. Look, Sophoan, you want anything to add to that situations that look Ricky have described it really in detail already?
No, I just want to bring the concept of development and infrastructure. So if you go Google and search concept of development, you will see the definition of development. Development is a process that creates growth, progress, positive change in economic, environmental, social, and demographic component without damaging the resources or the environment. So this is universal definition of development. And I think in Cambodia, when I read some public policy, even though the constitution also define very well that development, you have to take care of the environment. But in Cambodia, they have been used term development or Ka-Aphivat as the excuse to benefit the riches and to benefit the powerful. Why? Because the law enforcement in Cambodia is very weak. And I would like to recall to all Cambodian people who travel to Cambodia, when they see the building, they see the road, they see the high rise, they always think that, oh, Cambodia as a country is very well developed under Hun Sen leadership or something like that. So it means that infrastructure that the people see is only physical infrastructure, um, not social infrastructure, or we call soft infrastructure and hard infrastructure. So heta rachana sampuan rung, hard infrastructure such as building, road, high rises, those that we can see physically or from our own eyes. But those people didn't see the soft infrastructure that we call heta rachana sampuan ton, such as law enforcement, social justice, and, schooling, financial institution, or democratic system, election, uh, educational system, healthcare system, even though including housing for the poor. So Cambodia, we don't have housing for the poor. So the poor can sleep on the street. That is housing for the poor. So those soft infrastructure is zero in Cambodia. We can say that. That's why um, the the digital leadership, they will fabricate the public by showing good road or good building, regardless those road is not good quality, and to draw attention to the people that, oh, I have developed a lot. You can see a lot of road have been paved, a lot of building has been built, whatever. But those people cannot see the soft infrastructure that has not been taken care. Development in Cambodia, the big failure is the land concession, because this policy came up in land concession for the free market, coined by the cabinet or minister. They interpret it in the wrong way, and also there is no mechanism to monitor the the whereabouts of those company has been granted the land concession. That's why land concession that granted to Vietnamese company, to Chinese company, or to any company, they don't fulfill the uh, the agreement according to the paperwork. They don't, and the government did not care about bring them to justice or bring them to legal issue because they're so corrupted. So those companies, they just bribe the money to the powerful, and they just cut the tree, like you see, the timber, and sell and earn that profit from that selling the timber, and they left the land like without growing anything. They land concession, it means that they develop land into agricultural land, or they can grow, they can give jobs to the local people, but not at all. And most of those land concession, they brought their own labor as well, like Vietnamese laborers or Chinese laborers. They don't hire local Cambodian. So this is violating the policy, violating the agreement. But the government led by Mr. Hun Sen doesn't care. They just let them what they do. That's why those areas become damaged, deforestation, and sometimes uh, they abuse the agreement by deforesting the what we call the national protection wild area, you know, and no one care because the local authority like soldiers or paramilitary become the labor and paid by those company, and the government, they just count the money. They don't count the issue that those agreement has been violated. So land concession until today, 99 years land concession, it is very bad land concession because no country in this world that provide 99 years to foreign country. Not at all, because it more than our generation. Nobody can live to 90 years old, and the average age for Cambodia demography is only around 65 or 70 years old. All die. Nobody can see and can be a witness to 99 years old. So for me, I would propose to cancel or to suspend this policy, land concession policy, and also like you bring up Phnom Tamao because of the land concession law. That's why they can expand it to providing to tycoon the land that is area that they can clear it out and they can sell the land, or maybe they cut the tree like those uh, blank area. I think those trees already made money because it's usually 3 or 4 days with hundred of soldiers protecting those bulldozer, those chainsaw that can cut the tree. Only 1 hour they can cut almost 100 trees. Impossible for the Cambodian general people. They cannot cut one tree in 1 day. Like when I was young, we try to cut one tree to make a timber to build house. We spend almost whole day to get one tree. But right now, 1 hour they can cut almost 10 trees. So this is incredible technology. So it is unbelievable.
It's not only technology, it's incredible how how much Cambodian, for a country that underdeveloped, for a country that we consider third world country, that can deforestation so quick, can cut the tree down so quick, because it's not just a normal cutting down tree. It's a business. It's a business that start from the top and trickle down to the bottom, that people are basically normal people wouldn't able, like Sophoan said, normal people wouldn't able to cut the tree, but they cut the business down to the T. And again, in 4 days, it's gone from the first picture to the middle picture, and at the end where people planting tree right now, that's what it looked like. So it's very great technology, a technology that does not benefit the Cambodian people at all. Looks upon said already about the land concessions. I'm not sure that you explained that why we shouldn't give land to developer for 99 years, 99. Why we shouldn't do that, Lubriki?
That's very simple.
Like, I'm not going to live another 99 years.
Yeah.
What's the implication? Why
That,
wouldn't have we?
I know. This is like I said, this is not development. This is destruction, destroying our own lives, actually. Destroying wildlife and killing many trees. I love trees because I live in Cambodia for so many years through the Khmer Rouge era, and we walk in the forest and we couldn't like see the suns and like miles and miles of forest. But now, under Hun Sen's rule, many forests has been destroyed, and the sanctuary for the wild animals also got burned down, or somehow the animals have to find a place to live, or places to live. For example, elephants. We do not have many elephants anymore. The tigers as well. They ran to Thailand, actually, or Laos, where they could stay there safely. Where their country have the better laws of land concession. And this is under Hun Sen's rule for so many years. Not just the people's life has been destroyed, but the animals as well. And less forests are now for our future generation to see, to visit. And especially this is sad. It happened around the zoo area. And Takao, Takao is very dry, almost treeless province. It's only a few. It's the only place in Takao is protected. But then somehow this tycoon, supported by Hun Sen, um, uh, just uh, devastating, just this devastated the heart and the mind of us people that love the environment so much, love the tree so much. These people, I know it's not just Laser Nawatra alone, need to be brought to justice by issuing a Soy Chua No, which is the sub um, I don't want the term, the legal term, the law to just stop it. It's not enough. Bring him to justice, and many other too, not just him, but Mongret and other forest destroyers, and even Hun Sen himself need to be brought to justice. And let me give you the quote from President Theodore Roosevelt. I remember the quote. He well said that conservation means development as much as protection, which means if you want to develop a piece of land, it has to be brought by the law. All the law need to follow, not just Hun Sen's law, but the people, the NGO, the community and the NGOs need to be um, invited to the meeting, to get the pro and con. Hey, what is the disadvantage of building these many acres of land? What is going to be the impact, the effect of this land to the people, to the animals, and to the environment? Hun Sen need to have the input from the people. But this is dictator. We don't want to talk about that. That's just a waste of our time. They make any law that fits their own family, their own needs. They don't care about what other people think, what the NGO think. That's why we need to change. Very
This
short.
last week, a lot of activists and also many of the just plain citizen came together and share on Facebook and pleading for the regime to save the forest. Um, is that something that we should be proud of, that they come together, or is this something that Hun Sen himself feel embarrassed and actually just said, you know what, I made a mistake?
Um, you know, I would like people to continue working together in this momentum. Try to not just Plum Tamau, but also Arang and Prilong and other areas as well that have been destroying. The Plum Tamau is only one spot. While we are focusing on, the public is focusing on Plum Tamau, Prilong has been cut down. That you see big trees and the timbers and the log have been transported to Vietnam, the closest country, and even to Malaysia too. Malaysia, everywhere, and even some of them brought to China, and they turn it into furnitures and chairs and couch as well. Um, we want this momentum to keep going, and it is sad that it's the people that protected the land, not the government. The opposite of this country, where the government protected the land and the people just need to follow. So that is why I said from the beginning it's destruction, that it has been happening so far within the matter of days, 4 days, 5 days, 600 um, hectares of land have been destroyed. 600, and that's very big, and about you know thousands of acres actually have been destroyed of land, of shelters, of animals, and it's I thank to the Mother Nature NGOs and to the Alex Gonzalez Davidson Association for working so hard. It should be the government. It's a shame on the government that do it. They stop. He stopped doing it. But I know that the culprit is not going to stop forever. Is somehow is they going to find his way back again. If the people stop making noise, he say, "Oh, the people are sleeping right now. Let's take this chance to do it one more." And this could be somewhere else too. And it's just like the cat and mouse game. The people are playing the cat, and the government is playing the mouse. It should be the other way around. The people should be protecting the their home. They don't have the energy, the manpower, and the resource to protect the big land. Who's going to stay there forever in the forest because they have to find something to eat? That's not their job. They pay the government every month, the monthly payment from the government to work for them to protect the environment, to protect the trees and the animals. But then instead, they waste the money for nothing. For nothing. And they
Yeah.
even use the paramilitary to protect the tycoons. The people went there, they just chased them out and jailed them and threatened them. We heard about the Mother Nature people, the activists just got released from prison. See, the viewer need to know that under Hun Sen's regime, the protector of the forest will go to jail while the tycoon are cutting down trees without any penalty. Without any penalty. And the people just go in the forest and get one piece of log for the firewood, the dead tree, they will pay the price. It, or
Get
their
arrested.
money have been confiscated. They have to sell. They have to find some way to make to pay them to get their vehicle back. This is very sad. But the tycoon loaded trucks and trucks of timbers to Vietnam or to Malaysian company or to Chinese company. They are working. They're destroying the forest freely.
Yes. Looks upon this yesterday and today, many people, like Dr. Ricky said, donated tree. How do you feel that is so backward like that? Donated tree, went and plant tree.
They should be brought to justice, not just planting trees. Look at. I'm sorry, it's looks upon its turn, but look at the bottom part. See, they try to plant baby trees, like we said already.
Yeah,
How
I
many
can
years will
never
it
see
take to
those
grow?
in my lifetime
Yeah,
to be grow as
yeah,
tall the one they cut down.
it's empty, and probably they just do it for the show. Maybe 4 or 5 days, maybe 4 or 5 weeks. But this is 600 hectares. They planted only 10 hectares yesterday of saplings of young trees, but 10 times 60 more. So for the next 2 months, let's wait and see if they will cover those land that they did destroy for 600 hectares. That's a lot. And I hope it's not only one kind of Tnong, because they destroy not just the trees, but also the vine like Buah Klangpur or Dao. A lot of, the Cambodian forest is very resource unique because it has all kinds of varieties of plants, the shrubs, the bush, and then the canopy that way grow like meters into space, into airs, and not just little one kind of trees that they have been reported.
Thank you, look, Ricky.
For what I see is, and yeah, thank you those activists, especially Facebooker who very out loud and mixing loud and there's a page called Aclo. They make a joke, but the joke that can draw a million of audience, Cambodian younger generation. And to what is the testimony for the Phnom Tamau case, we can see that Hun Sen leadership is surrounded by many enemies. The nature lover enemy and the democratic activist enemy, also democratic activist that doesn't like Mr. Hun Sen, fake election, and social justice enemy that doesn't like the court system in Cambodia, and all those investors and businessmen also become more and more against Mr. Hun Sen because they cannot find profit and they have to pay a lot of debt to the bank. The bank charge high interest, and all those jobless younger generation. So from the Phnom Penh, we can see that from day to day, Mr. Hun Sen have accumulated more uh, dissidents against him. And when the dissident become more crowded, he released his string so that he can live another day. And he will plan again tomorrow. But his plan become his own adversary all the time. The same thing when he created the fake election because of power legitimacy. Then the history had told him that his game, his trick, that he think that he is very smart man, become his own become his own enemy. You know, that kind of backfire, or we call boomerang, to himself. Like election, like 1997, when he conducted coup d'etat, he created the new election body so that he can legitimize power. So in 2017, he dissolved CNRP and he conducted election in 2018 and commune election 2022. Like he created a fake election body like right now. We don't believe that the election committee right now is neutral and professional because from his own dissolution of CNRP. But you know, I think this is the end game for Mr. Hun Sen that he uses trick. One thing is he's too old. Another thing is his trick game become more what we call clearer and clearer to the common people to understand. You know, the trick game that is the more effective, it means that the public cannot read it, right? Cannot understand it. But right now, his trick game is become like very simple, easy to understand. That's why the younger generation and the Cambodian people in general, they can read his mind very well, and he know every step in his future. And this is what I see. The future of Cambodia is really going to be changed sooner and sooner. And I really appreciate the voice of the young people for the Phnom Tamau. And right now they are rallying for the Tulebati. You see, Phnom Tamau is in Takeo province, and Tulebati is connecting with Phnom Tamau. So Tulebati is very historical site for Cambodian history because if we study about the Phnom Da, which is the first kingdom in Cambodia, it is it is in the area of Tulebati, you know, and Tulebati it really have potential for the future tourist destination. And Hun Sen gave concession to another tycoon. So Phnom Tamau, Tulebati, and also Bangkok Lake, Hun Sen succeeded. But there's another lake around there, and many things, especially when dictator is working to destroy nature, nature will destroy those dictators as well. It is a boomerang and backfire. And is they don't stop deforestation, they don't stop destroying land or land concession which is in the wrong way. There will be a sin បាបណាខ្មែរយើងហៅថាបាបនឹងមានអំពើបាប there will be a sin that effect, and it is a side effect and it is a backfire to the doer, né? To the doers. So yeah, come together. You use social media in Cambodia. The mainstream media such as TV, such as radio station, you cannot touch, and those nobody listen, so it is no value, right? Even though they broadcast it, sometimes I really protesting radio Friend International, like about Phnom Tamau. Radio Friend International interview uh, the leader of the Phnom Tamau sanctuary, wild sanctuary, and he is supportive to the land concession, so that he said that so that they can bring more value to the area, and people in the area can sell their land and make more money. I don't see this the clue, talk talk like ignorant person. So
Thank
Radio
you.
Friend International only that interview this guy, but other like inside domestic radio or domestic TV station, nobody watch. Only Facebook and TikTok and uh, and YouTube that can change the fate of Phnom Tamao right now. And thank you for those person. And thank you again and again.
The one thing that I see the last week was to call out the company, to call out that the company that responsible for developing it, and also naming naming all the company that he owned, the music that he owned, the or the development company that he's owned, and that's also one of the things that we should have done. And also, I would like to have Cambodian people right now that actually supporting Phnom Penh planting the tree. Don't just plant the tree, keep an eye on it. Like look Ricky said, keep an eye on it. And what's because within 1 week, 600 hectares gone. So don't just post on Facebook. Don't just be a proactive. Where I believe where the money hurt the regime is when people are come out online. They say they're not supporting this production, they're not supporting this without development. And and if everybody know that in Cambodia, everything is owned by the Hun family, the water company, the noodle company, anything, all the Cambodian cannot leaving their home without spending a dime to the Hun family. So in order to get any actions, don't spend money on their company, don't spend money on their production. I mean, it's tough because everywhere in life, everywhere in Cambodia, as soon as you leave home, you you're feeding their family. So in this instant where people are coming out naming the company, naming on everything that that man own, also helpful as well.
Yeah. We have the power. The power is about just one touch of finger. I unsubscribe Galaxy Nailavatram music from both Facebook and YouTube. And I hope other youth unsubscribe because I see the decreased number from 2 million to 1 million and a half. So it's still a lot, 1 million and a half. So unsubscribe more. Those young activists or those Facebooker. And next step, like Linda said, boycott their product in the market. This is the good way, the power that they can use, and they can arrest you, put in jail. No, don't scary until that stage. Just boycott everything, and you have the power. We are 16 million population. We have to use our own power. I really like this idea.
Yeah, and it's not just boycott for last week. Keep continue to boycott until there's tree growing, thriving, the tree growing and thriving, not just going plant this week and you don't even know they water the tree and it's gonna die the next 2 or 3 weeks. So pay attention, boycott their product, continue to boycott their product until things improve. And not just Phnom Tamau, it's like look Ricky said, Pray Long and everywhere, every corner of Cambodia deforestation happen at the quickest rate right now, and deforestation and then land grab, that is just chronic issue, and chronic issues, and the people in Cambodia have the power to boycott those products that owned by whoever responsible for deforestation, for land grabbing. And we all know who responsible is the head of state that responsible. Oh, you want
Look,
to?
so I forgot about Bang Tamok. Yeah. I think next step is Bang Tamok because
Yeah.
those people, resident living surrounding Bang Tamok, they are protesting. So let's join them together, shoulder together with Bang Tamok population, Bang Tamok
Yeah, we don't
city.
need any more empty high-rise buildings in Cambodia.
No, not with the cost, with the price of the lives of the people around. That's why I said from the beginning already. People need to understand. I know Hun Sen is smart. He's playing this game. He said who allowed this to happen? It was him. And then when the people protest, make noise everywhere, try to scold him down for the bad government leadership that he had on the people of, especially around the Mao, Phnom Tamao area, then he starts saying, "Okay, I stop it." And the people got fooled. He thought, they thought that Hun Sen did this on from his heart. Actually, it wasn't. If he did it from his heart, why did he allow it in the first place? That's people need to know. And now he said after people make a lot of noise, he stopped. And then Hun Sen say, "Okay, thank you for uh, so and so." That he didn't even thank Mother Nature. He thanked himself, his government for trying to help, trying to stop this, and then his leadership. Again, he ignored. He thanked the people, but not the Mother Nature. I'm sorry, not the Mother Nature and other NGOs who work so hard, or the people from outside the country. And so now the people inside the country thought, especially the one that probably did not have Facebook or did not have a chance to look at what happened, they just heard from the news, from watching Toto Ko or watching the government propaganda TVs, that the government, the lead, the prime minister did that, and now the development stopped. But in fact, they got fooled again, and now they thank him for doing the right thing. It's just ridiculous. People somehow they need to know better. They need to be careful. And then when 5 years later, next year is election coming, make sure you don't get your information in the wrong from the wrong source. Just follow what happened, change, participate. Make sure you check your names correctly on the voting list. Get involved or ask the people around the country, around your neighborhood, your village, to join together to vote this um, for this new election. Change whoever the opposition party is. We do not know yet at this point, but be prepared. Be prepared. Something may change in the next few months or early beginning next year. I know the election is coming on July 24th of 2023, and people need to be aware. Please do not sell your vote. When you sell your vote, 20,000 real, or let it be bribed by the government officials, you're going to be suffering more and more. Eventually, you will. Don't blame on us. We try so hard in from the outside. You need to take some action inside Cambodia. Change is not going to happen if you do not participate inside. Because I know Sophoan is working on the CEROC, trying to get people from the outside to vote. Don't even the people inside cannot even vote. Some of them got their name changed. They try to disqualify them from on election day, and now there's so many of you inside the country that can change, and it's depend on you. You need to stand up. Nobody else gonna stand up for you. American lawmakers in this country, the Senate and the House are working so hard to pass the bill. We try to help you as much as we could. People in Cambodian American as well, and so do people around the world trying to help. Cambodian American, Cambodian Australian, Cambodian French. We try to help, but it has to start from you. So especially the youth, do not get bought by the Hunmanat or Hunmanese or his companies. His for his father, and because you will be suffer forever.
Thank you, Lubriki. It is true. This Phnom Penh Mau this week is clearly show the people power to motivate, people power to change courses of actions. If they not come together and rally, probably going to be no more forest today. But because of what they did, because of what Mother Nature or Khmer Thawaras, or people on Facebook just call out, like looks upon unfollow, unsubscribe, and stop doing. And for the company that doing business with them, stop doing business with them. That's the real put them where their pocket is, hurt them where their pocket's at. But at the same time, it's the people power. The people come together to save this Phnom Tamau, and they should come together for many other causes that is going on in Cambodia. I know we at the end, like almost at the end. I just have one more question. Can start with Looks Upon and then can start with Ricky. It from this whole show, it's our audience probably thinking we are against development in Cambodia. Are you against development in Cambodia, Lok Supon, and then Lok Ricky can answer as well?
Not at all. But I am again the accused use the sake of development as excuse to fabricate the public. I again on those. I support development, but it must be a transparent development and it must be environmental or green development, not cast in the pocket to the corrupted, powerful development. I don't support that.
Thank you, Lok Supon. How about you, Lok Ricky? Are you against the development in Cambodia?
No, that's to me. We live. We need to somehow. We need to have development everywhere. Not just the land, but and even our own self too. We want to develop. We want to change. Development means changing to a better. This is changing to a better while destroying so many acres of land. This is the development that I am against. The development with the people's agreement when every stakeholders got invited to share their own view, their own opinion, agree on by the community, by the people, then I am for it. It's just the matter of take at the heart. Does he have the heart to listen to the people? People that are using the word development in the pretext as an excuse to fool others, that need to stop because this is not good. Make it simple, not good for the country or the environment or the animals. I love those animals that you showed, Linda. It's just very sad to see them, the monkey riding on the pig, and we are killing them.
Yeah, that's the real
When,
victim in at Phnom Tamau. That's the real
Mhm.
victim that cannot
And
speak for themselves.
okay, I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you. I missed the support is busy, but thank you so much, Lok Ricky, for being here today. You give very detailed and very I appreciate it, and
So we
like
appreciate you too for taking your time. We are doing voluntary work and to help the country, to help the people, to help the environment today. I hope our message is spreading across, and people need to take action. We don't just talk. Talk doesn't cook right. Talk. We need to take action. Do something. Boycott and I don't subscribe those tycoons Facebook anywhere at all. So I have nothing to unsubscribe.
so.
But
Your message is to whoever subscribe, unsubscribe,
right,
unfollow until the forest grow
I don't
green. Back
follow
in,
them either.
yeah.
Yeah, because I know where they are from and I know their intentions. They don't care about the people or the country. What they care is their own pocket and their own family and friends. And that's what they have been running the country for many years. People need to understand. Bottom line, change.
Thank
Yeah.
thank you, Lok Ricky, and thank you for being with me today. And I
Thank you.
appreciate that. Thank you. Your
Right.
message is loud and clear. Thank you, and goodbye, Lok Ricky.
Goodbye.
We are at the end of our show. Thank you so much for watching Khmer Youth Voices for Justice. This show is part of the CNRP America live show. My show is in English. It's once a week, every Tuesday, 9:30 Eastern Time in America or 8:30 a.m. in Cambodia. So please tune in every Tuesday if you enjoy, if you think it's benefit, it should be benefit, and if you youth in America or youth in Europe that does not know much about Cambodia, please drop me a message or let me know what you want to know about Cambodia, what you want to know about America. We our topic is all over the place. So the reason we have the show in English, so that way the youth can understand, the youth can also can know what's going on in Cambodia, and also we have topics in English, in not in English, in American politics as well, and just anything that affect you as a youth, anything that affects your life and your friend's life or your parents' life. And when we talk about topic in Cambodia, what I want the most is I want you to understand where you come from. I want you to understand that you enjoy the freedom in America or in Europe or in Canada, that you're watching this, where the people in Cambodia does not have that benefit, does not have that freedom, does not have the freedom to expression, doesn't have the freedom to, doesn't have a political freedom as over here. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining our show. Again, if you have any questions or any comment or any topic suggestions, just drop us a line on the comment line. I do read them and I read every one of your comments. So thank you so much. I will see you next Tuesday and hope that you have a great evening and a good week. And also, please be the voice. Please be the voice for somebody who cannot speak, and please be the voice that some for people that do not have your privilege. So I hope that you will do your best and defend those people. So, and also thank you to both of my guests, Luke Sophoan and also Luke Rigia, for joining our show for great detail on the development for whom in Cambodia. Thank you so much and see you next Tuesday.